Hello and welcome to Winchester Now, our weekly news programme here on Winchester Radio. I'm Mary Blaxland with some of the stories across the city this week, including we look ahead to a Wellbeing Fayre on Saturday and why organisers say it's so needed, a special concert in Winchester this weekend, and anyone for Croquet, why the sport is trying to change its image.
Winchester Radio.
The COVID pandemic has led to a rise in the number of people experiencing problems with their mental health, but getting help isn't always easy. On Saturday, a Wellbeing Fayre is being held in the grounds of Winchester Cathedral to try to make a difference, with many local organisations and charities taking part. It's taken 18 months of planning by 3 friends who've given up their time having seen the need firsthand. I spoke to 2 of the organisers, Bruce White from Community First and Sian Griffiths, who's a social prescriber with Winchester Primary Care Network.
In my role, I can see that there's lots of people out there, lots of good organisations that can help people, but people are struggling to know that they're there, really. So it's just to kind of spread the word of all the amazing groups and voluntary organisations that are out there to the wider sort of public, because not everybody can access our services particularly well, and just spreading the word.
And you were telling me earlier that you think there's a real need for something like this.
Yes. I mean, I think especially since COVID, I think there's been a real sort of increase in people sort of struggling with their mental health, struggling with anxiety, struggling to go to things, really. So we kind of thought, well, if we could just maybe have an event where people can come and meet those that are providing these services as a way of breaking down one of the barriers that's maybe stopping people accessing some of these things, and we can just help one person at the event. That's all we're aiming for, really, to meet somebody that can help.
We're hoping to be glue, really, aren't we, for people to stick together. So those that need a particular service or type of therapy or help, we want them to stick to those that provide it. So we're just the in-betweenies, really.
And tell me about some of the organisations that are going to be there on Saturday.
Well, it's a bit of an eclectic mix, really, from those who provide music therapy of various sorts, those who provide support for those with mental health. There would also be those who provide Tai Chi and light therapy and therapy around being in touch with oneself, getting help that way. We've got Incredible Edible. They're a good bunch. Winchester Youth Counselling and someone who's a hypnotherapist. Who else have we got?
We've got lots of sports type of things,
yes.
Really. Sport in Mind that do a lot of work in Winchester, providing free courses to help people's mental health, from yoga to badminton. We've got some equine therapy. We've got some of the Home Start that provide help for those with young families. There's a wide variety of people attending, hopefully.
Yes, bereavement service, those that help the elderly, the more mature amongst us, MHA here. So it's a really eclectic bunch, isn't it?
And all of these organisations can make a huge difference to people, can't they?
They can. It's just knowing how, and that's the great thing. We're anticipating there'll be lots of people, wanting to find out, and those that are itching to tell them what they need. So we look forward to that happening and that gathering together of people and joining together. So yes, the need is humongous. Obviously, since COVID, the amount of mental health issues that are around need to be addressed, and hopefully this is one small way that we can enable that to happen.
If this goes well, what for the future?
Would you do it again? It was just an idea, wasn't it, that we all had sort of 18 months ago, and pulling it together has been quite challenging at times, hasn't it?
Yes.
But we've done what we can do, really. We tried to involve local businesses as well, because obviously they've had hard times during COVID, so it's just about bringing the community of Winchester together we'll see whether we're open to discussions.
We'll probably assess it, won't we, and ask people what do they think could happen next, because this isn't a small affair. We're taking on most of the cathedral grounds. We'll see what people want and be very democratic in our assessment.
And hopefully it'll make a difference to people.
Yes, that's the biggest thing, isn't it? That we may not know, and so that's a bit sort of pants in a way, if I can use that word on radio. But then again, something will happen. There's no question that people will be helped, even if we don't find out about it. That's the joy of it, in a way, isn't it?
It's doing something rather than doing nothing, really. It's just, it's trying to make an effort to do something about the situation that we're seeing, and just recognising that there are a lot of services out there. Not everybody can access the social prescribing service because it's it's, you have to go via your GPs, which can be problematic. So it's just a way of expanding it to the population of Winchester, really, see if it can make a difference.
And the Winchester Wellbeing Fayre, sponsored by A-Plan Insurance, takes place in the Cathedral's Outer Close between 10:30 and 2:30 this Saturday.
Winchester Radio.
If you were listening to our programme last Thursday, you'll have heard the exciting news about the visit of the Princess Royal to Winchester. She came as Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Logistic Corps, who celebrated receiving freedom of the city, with a parade through the High Street to the Guildhall. Later there was a special service at the Cathedral and an open day at their base at Worthy Down, which they made home in 2021. Last week we spoke to some of those in the crowd who came to watch and the Colonel of the RLC. But today we share 3 interviews with those who took part in the parade, starting with 2nd Lieutenant Connie O'Grady from 27th Regiment.
I've actually been in regiment for a grand total of 6 weeks. I'm fresh out of training. I've been in the Royal Logistic Corps since December the 16th, 2022.
And tell me about your role.
So my role is as a troop commander. So my troop is a bulk liquids transport troop, essentially. So we are responsible for transporting bulk liquids for exercises on operations, etc., etc. So I have a troop of 35 under me, and we all work together to deliver those liquids.
So what's it like being part of this parade today?
It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. It's quite the honour as well, being so fresh in to the RLC. I get a chance to bond with my soldiers more than I would on a typical day in work, in camp. And it's also quite an honour and a privilege to meet some of the veterans as well that have, served in the RLC a lot longer than I have.
What made you want to join the RLC in particular?
For me, it was the people, in all honesty. The people, I really took to their personality. We've got everyone I met, I thought was absolutely sound and a really fantastic person, hard-working, admirable. That's exactly why I chose the RLC.
And like you say, something like this must bond you all together.
Massively so. On a normal working day, I wouldn't get this much exposure to my troops. So it's been fantastic, especially this week at Worthy Down, while we've been down there practicing, rehearsing for this parade. It's been brilliant to spend time with troops, just one-on-one pretty much.
Oh, I'm Lance Corporal Bradbury. My first name's Stuart and I'm from 17th Squadron 7 Regiment. I joined the RLC a long time ago, 14 years ago, as a massive change of life. I've never regretted it. It's been absolutely amazing for me. I've seen half the world. I've been on duty, tours of duty. It's been great. It's massive.
And what about being here today for this parade?
We've worked really hard as a squadron to get here for this parade. So we're a newly formed squadron. We only formed on the 9th of January, and then we deployed straight to Kenya on an exercise. We came back, had 2 weeks leave, and we've been rehearsing. So to get it done now is a massive achievement for the lads and the lasses that are in the squadron.
And the Royal Logistic Corps has such an important role, doesn't it, within the Army? Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, it's huge. So we have 16 trades covering everything from chefs to drivers to logistics specialists and ammunition. So we're vital to the Army and to make the Army work.
I'm Corporal Dogbe, Diana Dogbe. Yes.
And how long have you been in the Royal Logistic Corps?
12 years now. Yes, I'm RSC chef, but now I'm off trade to the RSC core drums. Yes, so I play flute with the core drums.
And what's it like being part of this RLC?
It's a great opportunity to be part of the RSC. You feel treated well. You do what you can do, and you get the support from all angles. So I'm glad to be part of RSC.
And being here today, to be in this parade, what was that like?
I feel proud, happy, playing, marching in front of the public and also my family watching. I feel so happy, and to celebrate this RSC 30, I'm happy, and also to see the Royal Highness, the Princess, I'm very excited.
Now with some of the other stories in the news this week, here's Ron Venturi.
Upper Brook Street is to close for more than a year while work is carried out to build a new GP surgery. The new St Clement's is being constructed on the site of the old car park on the corner of Friars Grate and Upper Brook Street. It'll include 15 consulting rooms, treatment rooms and larger reception and waiting rooms. An archaeological investigation has already taken place on the site and groundworks are expected to begin in the next few weeks. The work is due to be completed next summer. Winchester Police have used a criminal behaviour order to ban a known offender from parts of the city centre. It's one of a number of orders they've used in recent months, and it restricts where a person can go. Kel Andrews from Hydegate has a string of offences including theft and assault. He's been banned from entering the High Street, the Brooks Centre and Sainsbury's. He could face arrest or jail if he breaches the order. Winchester's Sport and Leisure Centre has won a Top Design Award. It's been given a Royal Institute of British Architects South Award for 2023, and in the citation, judges said the building was a remarkable achievement and praised its impressive design and thoughtful planning of facilities. They said the building meets the needs of the community while enhancing the area. And some fearless fundraisers will brave hot coals on Friday to raise money for local charity Trinity. Members of Winchester Rotary are taking on a 15-foot-long fire walk for the charity's Hope Street and One Small Thing projects. Both of these work with women to overcome the effects of domestic abuse. The volunteers will receive full training from Scott Bell, who holds the Guinness World Record for the greatest firewalking distance.
A theatre show takes place in Winchester this weekend, with music and dance performed by Ukrainian refugees living in the city. The free event at the Theatre Royal comes ahead of Refugee Week later this month. Winchester City Councillor John Tippett Cooper is the council's City of Sanctuary champion.
We're calling it the Winchester Sanctuary Concert, and it's essentially an event to celebrate the refugee communities that we have in Winchester District, to celebrate them and to showcase the talent that we've got. The lineup for the night is a lineup of performers from our Ukrainian community. We did have some acts from different parts of the world, but for various reasons, they're not able to perform because their circumstances have changed. They're no longer in the district. So the lineup will be exclusively our Ukrainian refugee community, and there's a real eclectic mix of brilliant acts.
What sort of music, what sort of things will we hear?
So we've got the Kalina Choir, who do different sort of Ukrainian folk songs and choir songs. We have Alala Smaglova, who is a Ukrainian folk singer. We've got Vladimir, who is a quite renowned jazz accordion player. He's played in a few venues in Winchester, and I think this is giving him the opportunity to finally play on a stage where his talent really deserves to be showcased in front of several hundred people, hopefully, at the Theatre Royal. And we've also got a saxophone player and the children's choir as well from the Ukrainian community, who are absolutely excellent, featuring one little girl who has won awards in Ukraine and internationally as well for her singing. So it's a real good mix. Oh, and I should also, of course, mention the dancers. So we've got dancers from our Ukrainian community who do a mix of traditional Ukrainian dance and also flamenco dance. So that will be on show as well.
And this is all free, isn't it?
It's all free, yes. And the intention is to raise awareness of our refugee communities and of our desire in Winchester to be a city of sanctuary, which is essentially to show that we as a city and as a district are a welcoming and supportive place to people who are fleeing violence and persecution. That's what we want to be as a district. That's what we want to be as a city. And this event, which the Ukrainian community are really, really keen to express themselves. They want to show support for people who have been in similar situations as themselves in the last year or two from all over the world. They want to show that they are supportive of them and stand in solidarity with them. So that's the great thing about this concert. It's a concert by our refugee community for our refugee communities now and also in the future.
To get a free ticket, visit the website theatreroyalwinchester.co.uk.
Hi, I'm Paul Blitz, and it's time for this week's shout-outs. Volunteers Week is coming to an end, so a massive shout-out to all of those who give their time for free to help others. The week is a celebration of the contribution that millions of people make to their local communities. Many organisations have organised events to say thank you and recognise their efforts and achievements. And well done to all the winners of the 2023 Winchester Business Excellence Awards, which were announced at a ceremony at Winchester College. It was a double victory for the Little Kitchen Company, who took home the top prize of Business of the Year. Owner Kate Sellenson also won Business Leader of the Year. There were 9 other winners, including Play to the Crowd, the Attraction 878AD and Winchester Go LD. The 21st Annual Awards Ceremony was organised by the Hampshire Chronicle, the Chamber of Commerce and Winchester Bid. And a big thank you to the 3 hairdressers from Hampshire who gave up their time to give free haircuts at the Winchester Beacon in Winchester. It's the second time they've helped out in this way for residents of the Beacon and for those experiencing hardship with the cost of living crisis. Thank you, ladies, much appreciated. And congratulations to a young footballer from St Swithin School who's been scouted by England Talent Spotters. Isabella Cowley has been selected for the Future Lionesses Talent Programme. They've been watching her over the last season and say they've been impressed with her performance both in games and at regional camps. Isabella, who started playing football at the young age of 3, will now head to Warwick University to train and play with the England under-15s. More great shout-outs coming for you next week.
Winchester Radio.
Not just for the posh. That was the slogan of a recent campaign to encourage more people to play croquet. It's said to be one of the most misunderstood sports, with the Croquet Association hoping to encourage everyone to give it a go. Here in Winchester, the Croquet Club meets at the Winchester Rackets and Fitness Club. I went along to find out more. They've been playing croquet here since the 1880s. Winchester Croquet Club now has around 45 members and has mix-in sessions and tournaments. It's a game that needs 6 hoops, 4 balls, 2 mallets, 1 peg and a patch of grass. It involves skills, strategy, angles and tactics, and I've learnt there are 2 main types of the game. Here's Captain Nigel Hind.
Golf croquet is a bit like the sort of 2020 version of cricket. It's quicker, it's 1 hoop at a time, it's simpler, takes about an hour max. Association croquet has more tactics and can take up to 3 hours.
How popular is croquet at the moment? I know a few weeks ago there was a croquet week trying to dispel that myth that it's not just for the posh.
No, certainly not just for the posh. We have all sorts of members here and it does seem to be increasing in popularity, especially golf croquet has become quite a social game. It's one of the rare games where ladies and men play on equal terms. We do have 1 or 2 people with disabilities who are able to play, so you're quite a range of abilities.
Well done, that's fine.
Croquet was once seen as the sport of the aristocracy, played on the lawns of stately homes. But now there are hundreds of clubs across the country and it's open to all. Rapper P. Diddy played croquet to celebrate getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And former Deputy Prime Minister John Prescott was responsible for a surge in sales when pictured playing at his official residence in 2006.
I'm Jan Johnston. I'm secretary for the Winchester Croquet Club. Previously I had been playing golf and I found that was taking up too much of my time. So I joined a local croquet club, got a bit better playing, so came here. It was a bit more competitive but still very friendly. So we cater for all levels, from beginners right up to professionals, and it's quite amazing just to see how people do take to it.
What makes croquet so special?
Normally we play in nice weather. It is an easy game to begin with, so you move on from, just playing very easy shots, easy games, but also the people. I found the people are extremely nice as well. I don't know, it seems to bring out the best in people, rather than this horrible thing, Alice in Wonderland type thing you got from, off with their heads. And they play it now in so many countries, so many different countries.
So you think the image that it's just for posh people is a bit unfair?
Oh, it is, definitely, yes. Yeah, we haven't got anybody posh here. Oh, shush. But no, I think it's for everybody, really.
And what would you say to encourage more people to get involved with croquet?
Simple, come and try it. Don't be put off. It's not as complicated as you think.
And how do people find out more? Are you looking for new members?
Yes, we're always after new members. We do a little bit of publicity and obviously we're on the website of the main club here.
They come along here, they have 2 or 3 free sessions with somebody, then they decide, is it for them? Most of them say yes, it is. And you can hear the banter going on as we're talking, people chat, where they've been, what they've done. I've played in Australia. A lot of people here have played in quite a few countries in Europe. So it's quite worldwide now, really.
And are you good?
I'm not bad.
Jan Johnston ending that report. That's all from the team on Winchester Now for this week. Many thanks for listening.